published a video here covering UFO accounts from that have been submitted to me by subscribers. There was an account of some dramatic events concerning Wurtsmith Airforce Base, which was located at Oscoda, Michigan. In response to that video, another viewer who was stationed at Wurtsmith sent his own sightings at the airbase. And all I can say is his account is amazing and supports the known narrative of what happened at the airbase. I would remind you, at the time of the encounters in the 1970s, similar events were taking place at nearly all of our northern tier strategic air command bases. And they were frightening in the aspect that they were usually around the nuclear weapons storage areas. Following is his account as submitted. He wrote, and I'm not going to reveal his name, but he wrote, "I worked that night. I was one of the RAPCON controllers. The thing is, the thing first appeared over the weapons storage area at approximately 5 o'clock p.m. It was still daylight, with the sun about 20 degrees above the horizon. We were working in the mobile radar unit because the fixed RAPCON was being upgraded at the time. We were on the north side of the runway. When the incident began, there was quite a bit of confusion. Both the tower and the command post wanted to know if we were talking to any aircraft near the approach to the end of runway 24. I was working as the approach assistant, so I took all the landline calls while telling the tower and command post we had no aircraft at all in our space." Excuse me. I took a handoff on a KC-165 from Minneapolis Air Traffic Control Center. When the KC checked into the frequency, the pilot requested multiple PAR or PAR approaches. It was moments later that the command post called again, the third time, and asked, can the pilot see the alert area? Now, the alert area is adjacent to the nuclear weapons storage area, or was, and it's where the 6 B-52s and 2 K-135s connected to the APUs, which meant that they were capable of launching within minutes. It's surrounded by a 20-foot in height, electrified fence, and very bright stadium-style lighting. When the pilot replied that he could see the alert area, he said, "Can't miss it, it's lit up like a Christmas tree." Now, those were his exact words. The command post said to me, "Tell the KC to break off his approach and proceed visually to the alert area and identify the aircraft that was hovering over it." I turned to my supervisor, Tech Sergeant Bob Christie, and asked if I could go outside and see what was going on. And when I got out of the mobile RAPCON MPN-14, I had to walk toward the runway about 550 feet away. Since tall trees obstructed my view of the alert area 6,000 feet away. Now, when I finally got a glimpse, I saw a metallic object like a brushed aluminum, and it was hovering over the B-52s. Now, being a mile away, I can only guess at the size, so maybe I would say 30 to 50 feet long. I couldn't believe what I was seeing and cursed myself for not grabbing the binoculars before I came outside. I stared at this thing for about a minute, and when I was suddenly spooked by the roar of the KC off my left shoulder about 500 feet in the air. I had totally forgotten about it. I watched the KC swoop in towards the alert area where the thing was hovering, and then it went from 0 to about 300 knots instantly. It shot off southeast over Lake Huron with the KC in pursuit. When I lost them in the trees, I ran back to RAPCON, where all hell was literally breaking loose. Bob Christie ordered me to get to the phone and coordinate with Minneapolis Air Traffic Control Center. I told Minneapolis Center, our Air Traffic Control Center, that the KC-135 that they had handed off previously was now in pursuit of a UFO moving towards Lake Huron. Minneapolis Center said that they had the UFO on radar and they were clearing airplanes out of the way, and that the KC-135 had clearance to climb to whatever altitude and direction they needed to go. They told me that they had coordinated with Cleveland Air Traffic Control Center as well, as well as at the one at Toronto. We had a primary target on radar. When the KC-135 was over the tip of the Michigan farm, the pilot transmitted, "I don't know what the thing is, but it just took off like a bat out of hell." Those were his exact words. The KC-135 requested to return to Wurtsmith by land, and by the time he landed, the sun had already disappeared below the horizon. However, it's important to note that most of this took place during daylight evening hours. Now, about 36 hours later, we were ordered to report to the command post briefing room. When we got there, there was approximately 100 people in the room, and that included police, maintenance personnel, guys in flight suits, and controllers from the tower. We were told that the UFO incident was classified and to never speak of it, or we will be subject to penalties under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, as well as some other national security acts. We would be subjected to 10 years in prison and as much as a $20,000 fine. Now, this is the complete account that as it was sent. It adds more to the pieces of a very enigmatic puzzle of what took place only 2 miles from my home on Cedar Lake Road on the other side of Van Etten Lake. Now, the events were both daytime and nighttime events that occurred, and we are no closer to the truth than we were back then. I don't think that we ever will be. I'm afraid that the answer to the truth is still elusive and beyond reach to all of us, except, I suspect, a select few. Let me know of your UFO encounters, and perhaps I'll be able to use them in an upcoming video. I know that y'all find them really interesting. Well, hello there. My little commie cat here came to say hello to everybody. Say hello, Commie. She is an absolute angel. But anyways, there are other videos that I will try to remember to list in the description that I have produced dealing with the UFO incidents at Wurtsmith Airforce Base, and some of the bizarre incidents that happened in our own backyard at 6087 Cedar Lake Road there in Oscoda, Michigan. So I hope that you've enjoyed this brief look at yet another of the encounters that occurred at Wurtsmith, one of the Strategic Air Command Northern Tier bases. Thanks for being here with me, and Comet. Love y'all much, and I will talk to y'all real soon. God bless. See you soon. Say bye, Commie. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye or bye-byes.